stand up because my legs are going numb on me.
Okay. Anybody else who wants to stand when they speak is okay.
May 1st, 2010, at my stand in Times Square, where I've had that stand for 14 years, a Pakistani drove an SUV into Times Square, filled with explosives, with the express motivation to kill who was ever there. Why 45th Street? Certainly one of the busiest areas at the crossroads of America. I turned around, I noticed the car, thought it was odd that it was parked in a turning lane, that the keys were in the ignition, that black lacquer had been put on all the windows except the front two and the windshield. And I investigated it. Not because I knew what was inside, but because it looked out of place and it was in a turning lane. Called one of the police officers who was coming up the street, one of the local beat cops, and we both looked inside the vehicle. And right at that time, the first fuse went off. And there was nothing that he, the police officer, or I could have done to have prevented it had it been wired right. We dodged a bullet. Was it an epiphany in my life? Absolutely. And what that epiphany was, what is Duane Jackson going to do to make his community better? How do you get involved? As I mentioned earlier, because of that, I received a phone call from President Obama at the Counterterrorism Office of the FBI. And while I was there, I was asked to join the Citizens Academy. As I said before, a 10-week program that we understand what our law enforcement people do in our protection and the attacks that we are under from all over across the world, from governments, from the Nigerians, from every aspect of our lives, and the brave men and women at the FBI do in protection of that. And it was a great experience. I had a chance to go down to Washington, D.C., the FBI headquarters, and talk about the issues that confront us and the issues that we don't even see. Freedom is not free. Freedom must be protected. There are those of us who didn't come back from World War II, Vietnam, Iraq, and Afghanistan for our freedoms. And that's what it boils down to. The People's House of Representatives is not the Democrats' house. It's not the Republicans' house. It's the people's house, and the people's business needs to be done. I've been fortunate on my campaign trail to get folks to come that I didn't even know. You talk about President Clinton. I got a call 5 weeks ago from Hank Shankroff. Said, Duane, I'm with you. Different elements of a political system I know a little bit about. And yes, I'm a newcomer to it, but I have the spirit, I have the willingness. I'm going throughout the district to Newburgh, to Monroe, to Poughkeepsie, in every nook and cranny of the district, letting folks know who Duane Jackson is and how, because of my planning experience, my transportation planning experience, the type of congressperson I want to be to the district, and looking at and identifying those elements in the district that we can draw upon. Certainly the Taylor plant that he's working on, recycling, and how do we get that throughout the district. Had one of my supporters owns a carpet store, and we were talking, and he said, you know, Duane, I go, I remove carpet, and I've got to put it in a landfill. I got to pay to do it, and it's hurting the environment. Had a scoutmaster from World War II. He used to take us up camping in California. And my scoutmaster used to say to us, leave your campsite cleaner than you found it. Leave your campsite cleaner than you found it. So no matter if you got 6 experts that say there's global warming and 6 that say it's not global warming, we should all hold those values. I need your support. We're going to win this thing in 2012, and we're going to send Dr. Hayward back to Bedford, and she can continue her practice.